All right. Hey, everybody. It is Monday, October 20th, 2025. And I'm joined tonight by Sean and Gavin as OU over the weekend wins their first SEC conference game outside of the state of Alabama as they beat South Carolina in
I was
their own
about to
stadium.
say.
Yeah, you have to let me finish. You have to
I
let me
was like,
finish.
actually, we have one. I made that mistake. I thought it was our first road win in the SEC. It's like, oh yeah, we did beat Auburn
Yeah,
last
we
year.
did beat Auburn,
Yeah.
but
I
we haven't
totally
since.
forgot we had. I should have remembered that because those motherfuckers never let you forget anything. It's like, ugh, write a
No, they
stern.
don't.
I'm surprised they write a stern Thursday letter about it. So
I know, right? Writing it to the
Yeah.
commissioner asking for stuff. But yes, OU beat South Carolina. And I would say, despite a lowish scoring game, put on a pretty dominant performance and showed that they did not have a post Texas hangover at that point. Tory Blaylock was obvious. Like, we were allowed to run the ball. I didn't know we were allowed to run more than 2 yards of play. Ran all over South Carolina. And look, we could say it varies because of South Carolina. They're so banged up. Like,
I
we
don't
don't
care.
really.
I don't fucking care. No.
Oh, we needed it. We needed this absolute
No.
win.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, look, you can talk about Dylan Stewart getting hurt, which is a big loss. I'm not going to pretend it's not, but let's be real here. OU couldn't run the ball consistently against Illinois State to start the year. So
Right.
I don't care who it's against. They were like, not only did they
took care
run
of
the
business.
Not only did we run the football, they made it a point to be the focus, the game plan was to run the football, and it worked. And we now, did we get the big 50-yard run we wanted or whatever? No, but it was consistent, and we had some chunk plays, and Robinson is obviously getting healthier and getting involved. I'm not going to get greedy and ask for number 0 to make plays anytime soon. So I'm just going to keep it where it is right now. But, and you know what's funny? OU had like well over 100 yards in the first half rushing, and John Mateer had like 5 of them.
Yeah.
John Mateer was like a non-factor in the run game, which is a good thing to me right now. And I heard people bitching about the passing game. It's like, guys, I don't care. He looked a lot better than he did a week ago.
We didn't need him for the passing game. That's the thing. Like, the run game took care of most of the game.
Well, Mateer had a couple of his throws that maybe go, don't do that. But that comes with the territory with him. But
correct,
he still made some pretty good throws, and he looked way more comfortable. And I think, going into the stretch we're about to go, because now the gauntlet now the gauntlet's here now. It's here. So we can argue, but I need to say this. Preseason, I said this all. It's like, if you made me pick a game we're going to lose, it was going to be this game, because I thought win or lose coming out of Dallas, it's like, oh god, we're going on the road, South Carolina, tough place to play. It wasn't a night game. We got them. Like, someone in the SEC has to lose a bunch of games. It's just the nature of the beast. It's like everyone can't all be. We can't have 16 10-win teams go to the playoff, right?
Correct.
Someone's got to lose, and South Carolina happens to be one of those teams. But they still had talent. They still had beasts. They still had guys like Dylan Stewart got hurt, but they had guys like Nick Harper. They still have LaNorris Sellers at quarterback. That offensive line. We bullied that offensive line all day, like we should have. We bullied the offensive line like we had hoped to the week before, which we didn't.
Correct.
And the thing that's going to be nagging for the next few weeks, and you can and if you're an OU fan, you can either allow that to live rent free in the back of your head for the next couple weeks or not, about how did we lose to Texas. You can, if you want, you can do that if you want. That's fine. I know it bugs me too. However, I think winning this football game, because no one's giving OU credit, and I don't expect them to, but for them to come off that game last week and not crumble, and not just like have they could have a hangover and they're pissed at themselves and they don't play their best, and No, the defense came out with their hair on fire. But I think most importantly, the offensive line played their best game of the year. Maybe with the
100%.
Yes.
Right. I think better than the Michigan game. Because it wasn't just
I agree.
Because it wasn't just Batir doing things. It was Blaylock and X-Rob. And listen, they got penalties they got to clean up, and I know everyone thinks the refs are against us. I can name you 12 teams in the SEC who think the refs are against them right now, so I don't want to hear that shit. The refs are bad for everybody, so we need to get over that shit.
I agree with you on some aspects, Sean. The only thing is that touchdown should not counted because that left tackle. I'm just saying.
It wasn't okay, but you got what do I preach every time I come on here? You got to overcome the refs.
You overcome the refs.
And I'm not saying you can't be mad, but it's like, guys, a call in the second quarter doesn't cost you the football game. It works both ways. If I'm going to call it for teams that bitch about the refs, I have to do the same thing for us. I'm consistent on this. It has to be a 2006 Oregon egregious bullshit call for me to lose my shit. Or that's where I stand. That's where I stand on that. So look, South Carolina got a touchdown.
Both things can be true, though, that it's time to get like more competent refs, though. Yeah.
Okay, but we can wait for the government to open up again as well. So we'll see what happens first. But the point of the matter is this.
Yes.
This Oklahoma team won a game, and I'm trying about making it. Like, I didn't think they were going to win this game one way or another, preseason or not. It's like, okay, it's a weird sandwich game. But this is where Oklahoma is right now. You're 6-1. Again, I'm going to go back. If I would have promised you 6-1 on October 20th, would you have taken it? The answer is yes. You'd have said yes, just because everyone's saying in the offseason, everyone lost their goddamn mind last week. And, I had certain accounts like go just deranged and like make personal attacks because I congratulated Wisner for playing well against us last week because I'm not a complete douchebag. Oklahoma's in a spot right now where they have a game at home, and I know Ole Miss lost to Georgia in a shootout, in an old-fashioned Big 12 style shootout that they lost, but it's a noon kick, which is weird. This is a noon kick, and it's one of the better games of the day this Saturday.
I think it's the best game of the week. I think.
I mean, SEC Nation crap is going to be there or whatever, but it's on paper, it's not a great week for college football, but that usually means weird shit's going to happen. So for us, if Oklahoma has a chance to, in some people's minds, get their first big quality win of the year, because retroactively Michigan and Auburn don't count anymore, especially Auburn. Let's just be real. Auburn don't count anymore. The Michigan game don't count anymore retroactively, even though they're 5-2 respectively or something.
And number 25.
It's like they're, I mean, it's not the end all be all win, but it's a decent win. So there are some programs who don't have a win over a winning Power 4 team. So we could be in that boat too, but we're in a spot right now where if you win, I want you to think about this, if you take care of home field the rest of the year, there's your 9 wins: Ole Miss, Mizzou, and LSU. Now, of all 3 of those games, you could argue I'm putting LSU third on that list right now, and we could have an argument between Ole Miss and Mizzou which one's the tougher game. And I'm starting to lean towards Mizzou as the toughest of those 3, because I look at Ole Miss. I look at Ole Miss defensively.
They're bad.
Ole Miss on defense don't scare me.
No, they rank up there with Sam Houston State and Stanford for their defense. They're not good.
It's not good, and I'm not. And obviously, our offense is not like 2017 elite or anything, but that's a game where Oklahoma's running the football, which South Carolina is. They're not a world beater defense, but they're not awful. They're a solid D.
Yeah.
And Dylan Stewart didn't play. I don't care. No one felt sorry for us, and we had players hurt last year. So Oklahoma's like 4.5-point favorite. I don't care what the point. I don't care how you do it. Just win the game. You get to 7-1. You go into the first week of the CFP rankings. You're probably going to be in the top 12. the first slate that goes out there, and can you hold on to that? You can protect home field, and maybe you could steal one of those road games against Tennessee or Bama. Bama's the tough one. I'm not going to pretend that, oh yeah, we could, that's going to be a monumental task.
I'm in agreement with you. I think Tennessee is the one that you can steal.
I think
Bama looks harder and harder week.
I think Tennessee, all due respect, it may have mentally broken.
Oh yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They're ready. It's just like SEC roll call where it's like, don't drink enough of this or you're gonna go blind. Oh, we already did that by halftime.
By the time we get to Knoxville, I mean, I don't think Tennessee has anyone. Who's Tennessee got this week? Kentucky.
Tennessee has. I can tell you.
I think they got Kentucky.
I think
they have Kentucky. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we all know Kentucky plays very well against orange teams lately, it seems. But still, if Knoxville's like a 3:30 kick for whatever reason, mentally, it's not I'm taking every avenue and advantage I can get when it comes to navigating this schedule.
I think they announced that it was a flex, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's either going to be a mid-afternoon or night game. The point is, I'm getting more and more confident with this team. Just the incremental improvements I'm saying, because the defense is legit. It's like I saw Indy State was like, I don't know which Oklahoma team's going to show up, dude. It's like the Texas game was an anomaly. I've seen this movie before. Weird shit happens when you go in the Cotton Bowl. And it was just it was a combination. Like Mateer was clearly a dude who was not practiced for a couple of weeks. That hurt things, and the defense had a slightly off day and gave up 16 points. Okay, so they had a slightly off day, gave up 16. The special teams, whatever, but it wasn't going to matter what the defense did if you couldn't score points on offense.
Correct. It's exactly what we said. What I said about Florida. Like, I think they're a lot better than their record is. I think Texas is a little bit better than what their record is, but they're still meh.
Dude, I mean, no.
No.
It's you could. I'll say this: you can always say Texas has talent, which is true.
Yeah,
but I watched the end of I watched most of that Texas Kentucky game because
I did too. It was
I felt
it's
like
football back 10 years.
I was watching a Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Kentucky at the end. I saw the Coyote run. Like I saw the Roadrunner paint, the tunnel on the side of the cliff.
Yeah.
And I saw the Coyote Kentucky run into it twice. You couldn't punch it in from the one.
They kept leaving their feet. Like
we're gonna dive. We're gonna DeMarco Murray dive over the pile. No. My God. Like Seth McGowan, who's had an interesting life over the past few years, goes to the hospital, comes back in the game, and makes big plays. Missed field goals, and Texas people are depressed because they know it's over. They know they're frauds. I think everyone knows they're frauds now. Like they'll take solace and with the game in Dallas and everything that will hold them over. Like what Aggies do. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. But
you did.
Yes.
You just didn't specify which Aggie.
They know they're frauds. And it sucks we lost to frauds. I hate it. It's something I have to live with. It's something we have to all live with. But the Carolina game in general, it was a very lackadaisical, boring game. And you know what? We were due one of those for all of our psyches, our health. Some of y'all motherfuckers who came to my live stream were just insufferable that we were only up 10. And I'm like, heaven forbid if we trailed at any point in that game, what those fuckers would do. Because I'm just sitting here chilling. It's like, okay, we're running this football game. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something earlier. You talk about how it was like a low scoring game. And I know the Ole Miss Georgia game happened and everything. Here's something people need to get over. With a few exceptions here and there, I think y'all need to start getting used to not seeing 40, 50, 60 points scored anymore. I think those days are coming to an end.
Oh, yeah. I have already reached that's not what this offense is.
No.
I wish we had just a little.
Not just for Oklahoma. I'm talking across the sports.
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially the SEC. Like Georgia, Ole Miss was an anomaly for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I just expected OU to at least score 30 points a game. I feel like 30 is a good median. The 20s, I wish we just had a little more wiggle room, but that's me.
You got to understand, like, I would like to listen. If OU starts scoring 30 a game, we're just going to win every game at this point. Because I mean, maybe Alabama can go toe to toe with our defense and put up some points right now. I mean, if Ole Miss cracks the code, if Lane cracks the code, maybe, but I'm not seeing anything. You'll hear Lane. Did you hear Lane Kiffin today talk about basically?
He was running his mouth.
Talking about Brent stealing signs, which he's not wrong.
I mean, every team does it. If anything, I mean,
you sound like a Michigan fan. No, because Brent's like Brent is just a crazy person when it comes to all 22s and shit. It's like he doesn't send like a crew with iPhones out like Michigan did.
No.
He's a crazy person who watches the all 22s.
Oh, and I was going to say back to what you were saying, Sean, though, too. I think part of it, too, was like the rule changes has almost been like, I would want to call it like NFL-esque, if anything, which has been
close.
I'm just, and so it's like, I think because of the fact is like they won't usually stop the clock and everything for first downs and everything now until like under 4 or so, somewhere around usually in the second and fourth quarter, somewhere around in there. So it's like 2 minutes and under. They'll stop it after that. So it's just like I think a lot of it has been somewhat with the new rule changes and everything too, very recently as well.
Well, you're seeing like you go back to like Florida's opening drive against Texas. It was a 7+ minute drive.
Yeah,
and they just casually
kind of figured out to do what Army does: sit on the ball.
It has nothing to do with Army. It has nothing to do with Army. It's the fact that the clock rules combined with like if you have a typical 4-minute offense could be a 5, 6, 7-minute offense now. The way with the clock rules.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with Army. It's just that when you don't stop the clock after every first down anymore, like you're gonna lose a lot of time in the game. That's why scoring's down. But we can squeeze in more commercials, though. That's the important part. Games are too long. Well, there's too many commercials. Whoa, we can't do that. That's where the money comes from. Let's shorten the games on the field. So that's why games are going. Now, you could say it's a better product. Yay, nay, whatever. That's for the fan to decide. That's for Fansville to do a bit about, but if OU drops 30 on anyone, like early in a game, is like, well, this game's over. It feels good to say that because who had great David Stone started? Which is a kind of an indication he's starting now. David Stone is starting. He's not just part of the rotation, which means he's slowly emerging and becoming that dude. Yes, he started. I could have sworn that he started in reserve. No,
yes, he
started. He started. There was nobody missing from the rotation. Like Grayson Holton played, and so. Marcus Strong is a dude that people are going to target in the portal because he's our 5th D tackle, and like OU's going to. I hope they do everything they can to keep that dude because he always pops in and makes a play. Because I hope that it says, look, Dominic Williams is gone. Grayson Holton, I think, is done. And so it's like Strong, like you, again, David, Jane Jackson, Marcus Strong. Come on, stick with it. Come on, man. Yeah. And then who's the true freshman kid we got this year? You know what I'm talking about. I forget his name, but like I think he's redshirting. But the point is, just I want to take advantage of what this front that we have this year as much as possible. It just feels like it feels like we can, because I feel like Lane Kiffin is getting talked about a lot this week, because he's being talked about for the Florida job or any job that's opening. Jeez.
Yeah.
And the Florida one, that I know, I was talking with my coworker on that one. She thought it was a joke, and mind you, she's an Arkansas person, so she's aware of Lane.
It's not a joke, but
and she said, I didn't know he's flirted a whole lot with Florida before. I went, yeah,
he was gonna be Auburn's coach until I guess his daughter had a fit over it or something, and he decided not to.
She's always thought he was going to go to Alabama if something happened. Like, I think there's a lot of bad blood. I think Florida is where he's always wanted to go.
Can I say something? Can I say something here about Kiffin?
Yeah.
I guess someone needs to explain to me. If your Florida fans want Lane Kiffin bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to Florida is a school over my lifetime. They've won 3 national titles. Spurrier was a god there. Urban came in and won 2. Had some rough sledding of it as of late. So if you're at Florida, and Florida State's going to open up too, if not now, but later, if they can figure out how to pay off that contract of Norvell. But if you're at Florida, you expect to be at the top of the SEC and compete for national titles, correct?
Correct.
And maybe win one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you hire Lane Kiffin?
I have an answer for you. I actually do.
Okay.
Because when you look at the pool of coaches that are available, unless you're going to really try to go poach a coordinator, which chat asked this last week, I still don't have an answer for y'all. Who else is good? At least Lane has proven to be somewhat of a winner. He's probably going to be the one that's realistic as well.
Okay. How many playoffs has he been to? 4 team or 12?
0.
Okay. That's why. So,
well,
I'm asking the question.
I'm saying
here.
this as a head coach, and I'm not saying this as a assistant. I don't want to. I don't. It's the same thing with the Big 12, and Brent Venables has no conference championships. He's earned those.
We're not talking about Brent. We're talking about Lane.
Right. Lane did earn those, but I'm not considering that in.
You hired Brent.
Coaching.
You also hired Brent. It's all right, maybe it's finally. You hired Brent for 2 reasons. Okay, it's his time to be a head coach, hopefully, and he's going to fix the defense. He's done at least one of those things. We can say by year 4, the defense is number 1 in the fucking country. So whatever you want to say about Brent Venables right now, he delivered on his promise of the defense. Now, offense has been a journey for it's been a
everyone.
It's been a journey since douchebag left. All right, let's be honest. It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. It's stabilized somewhat now. It's starting to stabilize. It's not elite, but it's stabilizing. So, but my thing with Kiffin is, Lane Kiffin to me is guy who wants to marry the stripper. In the moment, it sounds like a good idea, but if you actually go through with it, before you know it, there's money missing off the dresser. Your wallet's gone, and she took off with another guy 2 months after you got married. That's Lane Kiffin to me. Because has Ole Miss been? Ole Miss has been his most successful stop so far. If we're being honest, Because let's go through the list here. SC's head coach didn't really work out. Tennessee, he was there for a cup of coffee and then bailed. We all know the Oakland Raiders debacle with Al Davis with his old school 1990s overhead projector. I'll never forget that press conference. It's I felt like I was back in school in my era as a kindergartner. He literally had an old school overhead projector with it was amazing. he was a tag team
Florida
partner
Atlantic.
with he was at Florida Atlantic. He was on Nick Saban. He was a tag team partner with Nick Saban at Alabama for a little bit. And last year was supposed to be the year for Ole Miss as well, and they had a loaded roster. Couldn't get it done. They were anchored by Walter Nolan on that defense.
Yeah.
That Ole Miss team was supposed to make the playoff. It was supposed to be a slam dunk, and they didn't do it. So I ask you if you're a Florida fan, because the thing I'm hearing about that is, well, if he goes to Florida, the recruiting area is more fertile. Yeah, but here's the thing. In 2025, that don't matter as much anymore because you could just pay players. If you just want to buy a dude, if you have the cash, just buy a dude. Don't matter. They'll come. Now, will you get the best out of him? Is he have the bright mentality? The Brent Venables, all that shit. But just going to Florida is not just this automatic slam dunk anymore.
I think something that makes Lane appealing, I think if you look at solely the resume, both of his stints when he was at different schools like USC, that was with Pete Carroll in the 2004 to 2006 run. With Alabama, 2014 to 2016 was Bama's Nick Saban, part of that Nick Saban run. I think they kind of look at it like that. But I'm not I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with you, but really I had to pull up a list. And I'm going to be honest, I had to Google it. There's only two coaches that are coordinators that I think would be interested to go to Florida. Would be Matt Patricia and Blake Gideon. I think those two would be.
That's not happening. Okay, let's be honest.
I don't think so either. That's why I think Lane is their best option.
Let's be honest here. You know why Florida wants Lane Kiffin? You know why they really want him?
I don't know.
He wears a visor and he talks shit. They want Spurrier 2.0. They want that lifestyle. They want to live that lifestyle again.
Yeah, I could see that.
They want the sarcastic, just like passive aggressive head coach with the super powered offense. That's what they want.
Yeah, I could see that.
They want that swag. But the problem is, my problem with Lane in certain big games, Lane always shits the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He always finds a way to shit the bed, and that's why I'm like, be careful what you wish for. He's been pretty consistent about shit in the bed wherever he goes. So everyone talks up Lane Kiffin as this answer to your problems. But the thing is, what is it that you want to succeed? What is it you want to do? Do you want to be a perennial national title contender, or do you want to be just good? Because if you're Florida, you probably want the first. You want the former. You want to be a perennial national title contender. Lane Kiffin doesn't give you that. He hasn't proven to give you that anywhere. Ole Miss is not a perennial national title contender. They're good.
Yeah.
But that roster, they paid out the ass for that roster in the portal last year. Everyone couldn't stop talking about that roster. And they came up short. 9-3 wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
The Florida game, because I know they beat Georgia or whatever, but they still, the Kentucky game, Kentucky last year, so shot themselves in the foot. So I don't know if Lane just going to Florida potentially is this magical cure-all if you're the Gators.
I don't disagree with you. I think you're spot on with it.
They're still going to do it. They're still going to do it. So,
right. I think it's very much they're stuck, and it's
they're stuck. It's just, I think the Florida job isn't just the perennial like slam dunk type of gig it used to be.
No, it's not.
It's lost a little bit of its luster.
I mean, I've had an argument, had this discussion with my pastor and everything too about this and everything. It's like, there hasn't been anything in the 2010s or anything like that that's really been seeing all that. I mean, 2000s and maybe the 90s, you had stuff going on. But other than that, those areas and everything, I just have not seen it, within Florida, as basically being that perennial, powerhouse like they should be.
I mean, you could say that about the entire state of Florida, though. Miami and Florida State, outside of the Jameis Winston year. Like,
yeah, like the last time any of those the trifecta down here won a natty was that was 12 years ago. Was the Jameis Winston FSU year, and and FSU is trying to figure out how to fire their coach because they owe him a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And Cristobal's like, well, I lost to Louisville, but shit, no one's talking about me anymore.
Yeah,
I lost to Louisville on Friday. No one's talking about my fuck up. So
because one loss still it's
well, Miami better be fucking careful though, because they don't control their destiny in the ACC anymore, which is like
as the prophecy and the has foretold every time.
It's Georgia Tech might just run away with that shit.
Yeah,
like Georgia Tech can lose to Georgia by 50. It wouldn't matter. They would win they would go to the ACC championship and just do
against Virginia of all teams.
Yeah, Virginia. It's like Florida State, man. Just they beat Bama week 1 and throw a curveball, and Bama looks like a team that didn't happen. It's like come on, you were drunk that night, right? So, like. That's the only loss more perplexing than us losing to Texas.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's because Florida State lost to. It's because Sean and Gavin that Florida State lost to Virginia, and just like Mufasa died in the Stampede, so did Florida State that night.
You see, at the very least, with the Texas loss,
it's a rivalry game.
Well, no, it's not just that. The way it happened was foreseeable if you wanted to craft a way for Texas to win that game.
Correct.
It was foreseeable. Stop the run, do just enough on offense,
and hope
and like force Mateer to be the dude. Let's see how good that thumb is.
Yeah. They did. They did.
It was not out of this world that could happen, but my thing was it was Sark, and I thought he would blow it, but to his credit, he didn't. Now he almost blew it against Kentucky, and they're all depressed down there in the 40 acres, and they don't know what to do. And I think our old pal Jeff Levy is going to give him a run for his money again next Saturday.
I do too. I agree with you.
I don't think Mississippi State will win necessarily, but there'll be some puckered assholes in the fourth quarter, probably.
Well,
yeah.
I think Georgia's going to run them out of the building. A&M's going to run them out of the building. I don't know if there's any other game.
Vanderbilt. I think
Vanderbilt.
My sweet baby boy Diego. Yeah, he gonna fuck him up. My sweet baby boy Diego gonna fuck him up.
I really hope they do just for that bit. I don't think they're going to, but man, I also think Arkansas, they gotta circle that. I think they have a danger one with that one because they'll be looking towards A&M. And Arkansas has just enough talent to win. I'm not going to say they are. I feel less confident than I do when I did with feeling Florida against Texas. But they're going to want something to hang their hat on for this season.
Okay, Vandy's toughest remaining games are Mizzou, at Texas, just because of the defense that Texas has, and at Tennessee.
I would say Auburn. Auburn's defense.
You heard me. If this was earlier in the year, I would agree. Like they're about to fucking crumble.
Well, yeah, because they're.
You got to remember, Wiley. Speaking of Roadrunner, Wiley Coyote is the quarterback at Auburn. Okay, so it's
and I want to say something.
It is comical how predictably awful he is at the end of games.
I want to say something. I want to say something about Arnold. I said many times, I always felt bad for him because I don't think he had the true development time, and that showed on the field. There's no defending it anymore. Like he's regressed so much.
He stands back there just waiting to get destroyed.
Yeah. Like he looks so nervous. I'm like, dude, I think it's time you consider FCS or D2. And I'm serious.
No, I don't think that's happening.
Oh, I know. He would never. But I'm like, there is no D school who wants you, man. You threw up here. You got your mulligan at Auburn, and Hugh is about to take you out and make you look at the flowers. Like,
I
feel bad for him.
Hugh should be the one getting fucking fired.
Yeah, but he's gonna take Jackson Arnold with him. Jackson Arnold's gonna go first, and then Hugh's the one that's gonna get fired.
Oh yeah, well, because like the Auburn people are so insane. The refs are against us. That's why you lost. It's like, no.
Exactly. It all started with OU, Sean. It's a conspiracy.
Oh God, it's like, what excuse do you have this week? Like that two boneheads programs playing each other, like Auburn and Missouri. Like Drinkwitz walking out there thinking he won when his kicker missed as well. It was just
oh, that was great. That lives in my
He's
brain.
like, yeah, it's like we did. It's like it was better than the time Bobby Bowden did it, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
That one in one of the famous wide rights.
Yeah.
So, because Bobby at least like halfway through his like happiness, like realized he missed it.
Yeah.
Eli just like went full hands up in the air, like, yeah. It's like, bro, come back.
Yep.
His state trooper had to just like, come on, man, you gotta. It's not over. It's not over yet. we gotta go.
And yeah. Oh, man, it wouldn't be. I was gonna say if Missouri beats Auburn, would that be a top 10 matchup in Norman against them? But I don't think so.
No.
I don't give a fuck what they're ranked. Our crowd for that game? Are you shitting me?
Oh, they're gonna be lit against
for Missouri. Yeah.
I mean, we got a long ways before we get to Missouri. We got a couple of we got to go on the road.
Well, no, that's fine. I'm just saying, I just want revenge on Missouri, honestly, at this point.
I mean, there's a lot of people who want revenge on Missouri, but
if there's a game where OU just like cracks open a Steve Weiser and just stomps a mud hole in somebody,
it would be against Missouri.
Missouri would be a great day to pull that.
Or LSU.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being there in person and watching that happen. That'd be great.
LSU, he's been chomping at the bits to return some favors.
I need my early combo birthday Christmas gift on Thanksgiving weekend. I need OU to be 9-2 going into LSU. And I need OU to be 9-2 going into LSU. And I need to see magic happen with us in our beautiful crimson and helmets and crimson jerseys, just putting a punctuation on a solid playoff year. And who knows, if crazy shit happens, maybe a tiebreaker trip to Atlanta is on the line.
Could be.
I'm projecting here. I'm wish casting. This is fanboy shit from me. So I'm fully admitting this, but I need that to happen. I want that. Nobody wants that OU Vanderbilt SEC championship more than me. I said that out loud too.
You did,
and it's possible.
It is. There is routes. It is possible, but unlikely. But it's possible.
OU kind of controls their destiny if like things don't fall their way to be like third place in the SEC.
Yeah, now,
if OU just wins out just by process of, because certain teams play each other, if OU just wins out, they at worst would be like third place in the SEC.
Correct, because the two teams in front of them would be Vanderbilt and A&M.
Now a lot of other stuff would happen, but I'm just saying.
Is it wild, Sean? I'm going to throw this one at you because I do want to circle back around and ask you another question.
Now, are we going to win out? No, I do think
no. That's not my question. Is it wild to think that LSU has a good shot to beat A&M this weekend at LSU? I keep circling back. I'm like, I know LSU.
Does LSU have an offense?
No.
Because here's the thing.
We'll give them a mid.
Arkansas might be bad. Arkansas might be bad, but Arkansas's got an offense. Bobby Petrino like injected a little bit of life into that program. A little bit. Like Taylor Green's still a good quarterback. So I can at least say Arkansas can score. Defensively, they're awful. But at least Arkansas can put up points. So if you're looking at A&M's defense as an existing, well, Arkansas can score. The problem is they would turn the ball over or their defense was trash. They were like a Big 12 team.
Yeah.
From like 10 years ago. So that's what they are right now. They also lost to Memphis. So are you kidding me? They called that a fucking fumble and gave it to Detroit. Fuck you. Yeah, this is not Tampa's night. Anyway,
what
how
like I said, it's just a curiosity question because I'm waiting for the Texas A&M roller coaster to finally apex and come crashing down.
Oh, I think A&M's making the playoff this year. I think we can let that go.
Oh gosh, they're
not losing 4 games.
I don't think so either, but I mean, crazier.
I'll give Mike Elko credit. All right, he ain't losing 4. He can lose 2,
sure.
And if he wants to get drunk, maybe 3, but he ain't losing 4.
Sure. Here's so the circle background. Who, if you're Florida, then who do you go after?
I don't know.
A very solid question. I don't know either.
I don't know. Get Mike Bianchi from the Sentinel. Get Mike Bianchi from the Sentinel here in Orlando and get him off the fucking radio so I don't have to hear him when I'm driving home some afternoons. Okay, just like get his like Pixar cartoon voice actor ass off the radio. Sounds like he should be voicing a rodent and living under a chef hat. God.
Gavin, the flip side of one is I want to say I don't know what you're hearing from Tulsa, but have you been hearing the little inklings that Oklahoma State is interested in James Franklin? And I've just
I'm sorry, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, honestly.
But I'm not joking. I'm hearing rumblings that they don't think the Zach thing is going to pan out. Potentially, James Franklin would be the second one. If we have the resources, he just had bad luck at Penn State.
I'm sorry. Look, I am not hearing any rumblings of James Franklin at this point.
Penn State, please.
It's just not. I just
but
Brent Venables had bad luck last year. Okay.
Yeah.
No. James Franklin was like one of the biggest like frauds year in and year out in college.
Yeah.
Football. But would it be very in character of Oklahoma State to do that? Yeah. It would be.
I don't care if Oklahoma State gets swallowed by the earth at this point.
I don't either. But
are they going to drop football? Because they should.
Not if the T-shirt guys have anything to say about it.
Am I the only one? And
just take those Bedlam. Just take those Bedlam divided stores and make them OU stores.
Those don't exist anymore.
No, they're gone.
Yeah, okay. Jason White got tired of them.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. So, he sticks to the air conditioning business then. All right.
Yeah, that's where he figured out the money is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when global warming keeps kicking into high gear. He's going to make even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just a curiosity thing. If you heard anything, Gavin, I don't think he will be the end result. I think they're going to throw a bag at Zach. I also don't think Zach is the best coach for them. But again, pickings are slim.
Yeah, there's really not really anybody that's really opening right now. And I think it's just weird because it's like, and I talked with some of the folks that are quite a bit older than I am and everything else, so too. I think it's just we're in this weird area and everything to where we are very much like gun-ho firing of coaches and everything. And, I know it's kind of like how I say almost like NFL asks. And I think this is what I think surprised me. It's like, look, I'm not surprised that Bill Napier got fired, but it's just like, I think it was just the weird timing of all that because it's like, yeah, he beat Mississippi State, but it was like he gets fired the next day after the win.
Did you watch the end of that game?
He tried everything in his power to lose.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was like, very on point, Billy Napier.
It was Texas, Kentucky level shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think that's just kind of what thing a little baffled me. Now, look, I didn't catch the end of that game and everything, and I will admit that. I was kind of busy running a few errands and everything too. That happened. So, but I think it was just, somewhat of a shock of anything. That was kind of what one of the things that one of my buddies and I were talking about and everything too.
Yeah.
As well. So it just kind of
Gavin,
was just.
You know who could be open, go coach at Oklahoma State? Oklahoma State could always call Bixby. They could always do that.
Yes, get Montgomery and everything. And after putting up a 92 burger last week.
I mean, he's doing more than Oklahoma State is, so on a lot of schools.
I mean, look, it's right now. Look, it's like Oklahoma. You got Bixby, UCO, and then Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just basically where the power structure right now is of football here in the state of Oklahoma.
And OU's above all of them for that. Well, Sean,
of course. But
look, you mentioned something earlier.
But I wanted to go.
Well.
Oh.
Go ahead, Gavin.
I wanted to talk to something because you mentioned something about this, too, about with Bixby and everything. This discussion that we actually had, and I wanted to kind of get Sean your points on all this and everything too. Bixby put up 92 points on Enid, and basically this whole conversation was like, they should have called the game at halftime and everything at that point because it was like already 71-0 at halftime. Sean, I wanted to get your thoughts and everything with like Bixby and everything with all that and everything. What are your thoughts?
About I don't have access to watch high school football, so it's like I can't really.
But for the background,
are you asking me should they call a football game when it's like when you're playing the school of the deaf and blind? Like, sure, it's. I don't really have any strong.
A lot of controversy
about it.
A lot of it that's been this weekend. It really just depends on who you ask. A lot of it is, did they run up the score? Were they playing too cutthroat? And depending on who you ask, some people say yes, some people.
Well, everyone says everyone says
very passionate about a no.
Well, everyone says Bixby is the best team in the country in high school, so it's like
yes,
okay, so. Did they beat a team that was like should not be playing the level of football they're playing, or
probably?
Okay.
I mean that Bixby beat them so bad. The talk of soccer relegation and relegation was brought up, and I don't think they're wrong. I think that should be a wow in Oklahoma, but a lot of it falls down to like what Josh McCuistion has said. Even though I disagree with his view on it, people don't want to live out in the boonies anymore. They want to play in the metros. They don't care about Enid. They don't care about Lawton. They don't care about Duncan, McAllister. They want to play in Oklahoma City. They want to play in Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's the simple story of it.
Yeah, and it's kind of been an interesting point of it, too, because it's like, if you think about it, 6A, it's always been so much dominant, especially within the Tulsa area for, like over 2 decades now with 6A ball, which is like crazy. It's like, name me a team that's like in the 6A that has probably won it. And you probably have to go back to like, I think, what was it, like Midwest City or something like that in the 80s or 90s or something like that, that basically won a 6A ball title, along that sort of line. Because like right now, if anything, like the smaller ball area and everything is probably your best bet within 5A or 4A, usually, especially when you're more out west and everything than you are out in the east.
Well, I my high school football interests are flipping a Florida commit or two right now, so that's where my mindset is. Gross. Come home, Gross.
That's actually a good question, Sean. From piggybacking off of Gavin's with high school stuff, is there, from all the schools that are firing their head coaches, is there anybody, you mentioned Florida, but anybody we would need? Like, yeah, let's offer them, or someone we tried and they went to one of the.
That was happening already. They didn't stop recruiting Gross, even when he committed to Florida. It was like Napier gonna get fired. Let's just keep on.
Sure. I wasn't sure. The ones I know of was Like Arkansas, there's nobody at Arkansas. Oregon State, there's nobody at Oregon State.
Oregon State, no.
No. Oklahoma State, is there anybody? No, there's not anybody there.
No.
I mean, recruits maybe. There might be a recruit or two that they kind of like, but not like on the roster currently.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm just not seeing it anywhere now.
So,
yeah.
But it's just the 26 class for Oklahoma is going to be top 15-ish, if that.
Yeah,
because that's just kind of where it's going to land more than likely. 27's like got a chance to be special.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
Cooper Hackett's is a top 10 prospect now according to Rivals. So, like OU has the early lead for 2027 as the number one class, but again, we have like a handful of recruits, and that doesn't matter right now. But
yeah,
it's for me, it's like okay. I need people to calm down after last week and like, okay, take a breath. And I'm not going to fire anyone. Let's keep this going.
I'll ask you, Sean.
There's positivity in the air again.
Is there anything valid from Texas that you think, yeah, this should be addressed regardless if it's 1 week from now, 2 weeks? There's some overreaction for it, sure. But was there anything that we do need to talk about it?
It's football.
Sure.
Like here's the thing. You can't go in. Here's the thing. No one wants to beat those motherfuckers more than me, right? Nobody, wants to win that game more than me. So, but I've been through the wars more times than not, and I don't just forget how shit works and how shit happens, and like it would take a monumental, horrible performance. Like the South Carolina game last year drove me fucking insane. Like that broke even me. And I was like, okay, this shit, we're at the point where this shit. And then he goes and beats Bama with Jackson Arnold, which will go down as Jackson Arnold's finest football moment in his career. At the end of the day,
him and Trevor Knight both.
Bama lost to Jackson Arnold at quarterback at Oklahoma and lost to that Florida State team. And they're still trying to figure that out. So I had to fight people who said Brent never won a big game.
I had to too.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are we just magically forgetting a couple of games that were pretty big? Now, the season didn't end the way you wanted it to. Like that's the problem. Like if you want to criticize Brent for like not getting where you want to go at the end of the season, or at least being in a competitive spot at the end of the year, yeah, that's problem number one. You could win it.
I agree with you.
You could cherry like Billy Napier won a couple of big games. He's fired still. Winning a couple of big games isn't going to be, but it's like, but my problem was people were saying, well, he never did this. I was like, actually, he did. And so I just want to be, if you're going to be mad, be factual with what you're mad about,
Correct. I said it last week of he's won big games. If you want to talk about consistency, that's valid. I think that is very on the table for that. Are there things I was on the, even before, and I've backed away from the cliff a little bit for it with like Bill. There's just a lot of things that are working against them on that, and when it's
Well, here's the thing with the O-line for this past week. For 1 week at least, the offensive line was physical. They got a fire. The fire they needed to get lit under their ass happened. Now, here's the thing. It's easy to do that for 1 week. Because when you play that level, when you play on the offensive, when you're that physical, you get a little tuckered out. Yeah. And the games aren't going to get any easier. So can you do that week in and week out against Ole Miss, against Tennessee, against Alabama, against Missouri, against LSU? It's going to get harder. So Heath Ozida had one of his better games. I know he came out briefly. I think EPL came in for a little bit, but there wasn't much of a drop off, which was a good sign.
Yeah.
And then Ozida, but Heath is playing well. Like I think McQuestion said earlier today, it's like, And he said that this is a compliment. He's like, when I was grading the O-line, when Michael Fasusi was the quote unquote weak link of the day, that's a good thing because he's a true freshman.
Yeah.
And he wasn't playing bad. He just wasn't the best player that day, which is a good thing.
Right.
So I just want to see the incremental improvement. I just want the team to keep getting better and better. And just the reason I still have I have the hopium, I'm the homer, whatever. We have a defense that'll keep us in games, even if we have like bad stretches on offense.
Yeah.
And the offense can wake up. The offense Mateer can magically manufacture plays. And, Satania is kind of our number one. Burks is still there. Giovanni Gibson is slowly getting involved in the offense more. He's not putting up numbers, but I think his day is coming. There's going to be a game where Giovanni Gibson fucking goes off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for that day.
Is it wild to think? I think it's Ole Miss.
You're not wrong to hope or think that. It's just
there are just things that the eye test. I keep thinking like Giovanni, he's coming back. He's getting a little he's getting warmed up. I just keep on thinking it's Ole Miss because that defense is garbage.
Well, here's the thing: like we need people wondering why don't we? Where are the go balls? Where's the deep passes down? They're not there because we haven't run the ball effectively all year up until recently.
Correct.
You can't get those deep balls. Don't open those one-on-ones you've been demanding for guys to go straight down the field. I mean, those plays have been there from time to time. But you want those go balls that for the highlight reel.
I think the most memorable was Michigan.
Yeah, the where he threaded the needle.
Michigan.
Where he threaded the needle to Satania down the sideline.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the biggest explosive passing play that I can remember. But those are coming if we can run the ball like Torrey Blaylock has been lately, and X-Rob gets involved. Fuck, dude, yeah. I'll take running the ball. I'll take just running the ball effectively as the only addition to this. No, I would like to throw the ball down the field a little more myself still, but just if we can just if we run the ball like that, just give me 150 yards a game.
Yeah.
Just let Torrey get his 80 to 90 and X-Rob get 50 to 60. I'll be a happy fucking camper, dude. I don't need Kenny Brooks or anybody just to go off for 200. It'd be nice. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Like the Jay Knott thing screwed everything up, and I'm not going to beat the dead horse and go on 5 minutes about that. But we all expected that dude to be the fucking superstar, and it just I think
head case.
From an isolated myopic, if we just from an isolated myopic Norman, Oklahoma bubble, isolated to that area, Jay Knott is as big as a bus as Arch.
Yeah.
With expectations. Yep. If we just isolate it to Norman, because nationally,
there's a lot worse.
No, I'm just saying nationally, unless you really paid attention, you don't know who the fuck Jay Knott is. Everyone knew who Arch was. How could you not with his commercials? And he's still fucking failing on a hard level. And they're trying to figure out whether they should have a designated OC, but Sark's not giving that title up anytime soon. It's like, and here's another thing. I don't know if Brent's going to give up being DC anymore, because look what's happening. He's good at it. Sark said the same thing. You know why? Because I'm good at it. Well, you know what? Brent's good at it too, and he's got the number 1 D. So
I think that's where I think Brent is going to have to trust his coordinators a little more too.
But he doesn't have to. Well, what? He doesn't have a DC. It's him.
No. I'm talking offense and stuff. So that way
he does.
Like the time
Brent's not calling plays.
Go
Brent's not calling plays. That's our ball. Unless there's a specific move we're kicking here, or we're punting here, or we need to go for it here. Run up, give me a play. That's all he's doing. Come on, Baker. Get back in this
figured
game.
that he would have a little more say in what the offense and stuff was doing for stuff, because I know that. I mean, this is not isolated to Texas, but
can we run the ball better, Ben?
Yeah.
Ben, can we run the ball better?
I'm
just wondering. I'm wondering if he's going to wake up and realize, Joe Sean Finley, you're still here? I thought I fired you 2 years ago. It's going to be like Office Space. Well, it turns out he was fired 3 years ago, but like, nobody told him, and he's still receiving a paycheck.
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels like to me. He feels like Milton in Office Space. Like, why are you still here?
Yeah.
We fixed the glitch. No, he just won't be receiving a paycheck anymore.
I mean, you mentioned it, Sean, that there will be most likely assistant turnover. Is it crazy to think that not just Joe John, but I think DeMarco, I think both of them.
DeMarco is here's what's going to happen. It all depends how the season goes. That's on. I know that's a cop-out answer, but it's like the running back. It's the running back room is just a mystery. It's just like I don't understand. Like the whole DeMarco didn't want Jane on to begin with. Just seems like more real and real every day. It's like, we got you this awesome player for it's like getting a kid. It's like if you're a kid who's dedicated to a video game brand, like you have a kid who's dedicated to Xbox and you got him a PlayStation. He's like, fuck you, I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? Like you're just, I wouldn't play that piece of shit. So that's just what it feels like. It's like play with your Xbox. No. Or play with your PlayStation. No.
That's I just don't know with DeMarco at this point. Like some of it I understand, like it does fall on the O-line, but man, I just don't understand his rotations.
Did Taylor Tatum get a carry at the end, or was I drunk? Okay, he didn't get a carry.
Taylor Tatum didn't get a carry.
No Tatum.
He still got the thing on his hand or whatever. Like, because I saw him suited up. It's like, okay, he's suited up, but he's still got the light cast on his hand or whatever.
Is it wild that I think Tatum transfers out?
No,
I don't think so.
You're gonna see guys are gonna portal. What's gonna happen? The January portal now, which I think it's fucked up that if you make the playoff, make a deep run, like your portal entry, that shit is all weird.
It is. I mean,
my thing of I am willing to give DeMarco yet another chance over Joe John Finley, because I know
Joe John's a waste.
Like I know we have a tight end commit that some people are excited about, but number one, he's like a year away, and number two, he's just he can't help you now, and you just don't know if he's ever going to pan out anyway. Is he going to be another guy who just gets hurt and is on the sideline with a sling or something for 2 years? You know what I mean? It's like, Caden Helms is finally playing football now, believe it or not. Caden Helms played football on Saturday. Caden Helms played football, and Caden Helms actually played pretty solidly in the blocking game.
I don't believe you, Sean.
Caden Helms did something.
But
it turns out, Josh, it turns out Caden Helms did not receive a podcasting scholarship from OU.
I'm shocked.
Caden Helms did something with his 9th year of eligibility at Oklahoma. So good for Caden Helms. I'm not trying to pick on Caden Helms.
But you're not wrong though.
I feel for the dude, but he's like Jason White's like, dude, you've been here for a while. Like
Jason White and Diego both are just like competing of who can be the forever college student at this point.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia, who's got the face of a B-movie action star on a VHS cover at Blockbuster.
I heard you say that this morning on my way to work, and you got a belly laugh from me. That was good. That was
just look at his face. He looks like a B-movie action star.
He does. He does. And yet you're spot on. Like it's
Diego Pavia is Time to Kill Action USA.
He's Timu Die Hard.
I don't know. Timu's a little mean. Timu means that you suck or whatever. It's like he's actually good.
That's okay. That's valid. He's on the Disney Channel. He's the direct-to-movie Disney Channel movie.
But Diego Pavia is Action USA.
Yeah, like I said, you got a good laugh from me because you're not wrong. You're not at all wrong. Just like the people who compare Carson Beck to the Sloth from Ice Age, they're not wrong. They're pretty spot on.
People do the sloth comparison from the.
Oh, I see it 100%.
Yeah, but people buried that reference, and it's just like, first of all, the Goonies fucking sucks. Number one, I'm an 80s and 90s kid. And I think the Goonies is overrated as hell. I never gave a shit about the Goonies.
It's so funny you say that because Expo was doing an announcement of guests, and they're like, it's going to be a once in a generation reunion, and it's a franchise or generation defining franchise. And several people are like, it was the Goonies. I'm like, it's not the Goonies, guys. It was Lord of the Rings, but it's not the Goonies.
Fuck the Goonies.
I'm like, dudes, if we're talking generation defining, it's Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, maybe Harry Potter, maybe something else. It's not the Goonies. Oh, and Indiana Jones. But Harrison Ford hates conventions and people, so you can rule that one out.
Just leave Harrison Ford alone.
Yeah, he has enough money. But no, it's just funny you said. I'm like, oh, it's come full circle. But yes, the Goonies is overrated. I'm right behind you. But for we can wrap this up because we kind of talked about. It's funny we're talking about this stuff. That's how well the South Carolina game went. Saturday we face Ole Miss. We face them at home. Rooster kick. OU's looking to return the receipts. What would be right now, looking at Ole Miss? They're coming off a loss from Georgia. Where would you exploit Ole Miss right now? Because this is going to be their second road game.
Run the football down their fucking throat because they can't stop the run.
They can't stop the run. That's what I was going to ask. Because what is the area? I haven't even dived. Yeah. Is there an area now? Flip side. Is there an area that they excel at really well that OU needs to really focus on?
Yeah, Trinidad Chambliss is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So he's he might. God, LaNorris Sellers. You know what's fucked up? LaNorris Sellers was the preseason SEC first team QB.
He was.
We forget that. And we shut his ass down. Now, granted, he has no offensive line worth of shit. Chambliss does, and the Ferris State transfer, not Austin Simmons, but who's healthy.
Yeah.
But, I am just. Here's the thing. I want to see what the health of Gentry Williams is. I doubt he plays this week. Maybe he will. Maybe he. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I'm not Dr. Shin either. But it didn't seem like it was a big deal according to Brent. And I saw him on the sideline. Like he was in a sling, but he was very actively moving that arm in that sling around if you're in a sling, you tend not to move that thing. But he was like, stretching it out. It was like he got dinged up enough. Maybe it was a stinger, so maybe he will be back. But if you're Ole Miss and you see that freshman corner out there will likely take that spot across from Eli Bowen, you try to exploit him as much as you can. That's what you would do. But I think Oklahoma can. You got to get the crowd into it. You got to get the crowd into it. You got to make some plays on defense, and then you got to capitalize on some points. If you can get up early, double digits, and put a foot on the throat a little bit, just keep them there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to run away with it, but you could have a similar game to what you had this past Saturday.
I think it's going to help.
I'll take all the 24-7 wins we can get.
Yeah.
I'll take
26.
Yeah, 24, 26.
Right,
yeah.
But I said 24 specifically because I'm not expecting a safety.
Yeah.
So give me 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and we could win every game the rest of the way.
Yeah. I think the crowd will be in it. This is the largest home game we've had since Alabama, Tennessee last year, but then before that, TCU and Ohio State. We don't get a lot of top 10. I think the crowd's going to be awake, and I'm not using your term, Sean. They're not going to have rabies, but I think they are going to bring the noise.
Rabies by noon. No, they'll have when's the fucking Missouri game? I mean, I know when it is, but I'm like, well, let me pull it.
They haven't announced it yet, but
I know we have a potential.
I think
they
it's
actually
2:30 or 6 o'clock.
no, I think they actually think it. They think
Oh,
they
it's a
did
noon kick.
announce
It's a
it.
it's a
Yeah,
noon kick.
Oh, it is.
Fucking
Yeah.
Missouri's a noon kick.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is a noon kick.
Is it a noon kick Eastern time or is it 11 a.m.?
When I say noon, because I live here, I live in the East Coast, so
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
So, God, the only potential night game we have left is maybe LSU. Maybe.
I think they are going to give it because it's Thanksgiving weekend. And OU's been begging for that one.
Or it's Thanksgiving weekend and they don't give a shit and they just give us 3:30. So,
I think they fought a lot for that one. I would think it's going to be a night game. Final game of the season.
It honestly depends. Like, let's take a peek at LSU's remaining schedule before they play us, shall we? Because stick with me on this. Here's who our fine friends in the Bayou have left. They have the Aggies this week.
Correct.
A bye. Then they go to Tuscaloosa. So those are 2 potential losses right there.
Sure.
And they already have 2 right now. Then they'll play Arkansas in their rivalry boot game thing.
Right.
Who knows that I told Arkansas can score.
Yeah, they can.
They can't stop anybody. So then they have the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. They'll do whatever, and then they come play us. So a night game.
No, I don't see it.
Don't just assume we're getting a night game for that.
I think it'll come down to if OU has something on the line, like a playoff bid or Atlanta. I think they would put it on.
I think it's got to go both ways, in my opinion. Here, let's pull up the schedule for that wonderful final regular season weekend, shall we? Here we go. Week 14. God, that sounds so far away. All right. It does. We have the Friday games, Egg Bowl. Okay, Saturday. Here we go. Okay.
I forgot, Sean. I forgot before we say that. We face our big forever rival this weekend. For whatever God's reason that
it's not forever. They'll reevaluate it in a few years.
Thank God.
It's not forever. All right, we have the Iron Bowl. We have Oregon, Washington. We have Vandy, Tennessee. Obviously us and LSU. I'm trying to pick the obvious big games. Florida State, if it was 1997, would be big.
Where's A&M in Texas at?
There's no big game.
I think that's
Friday.
That's Friday night.
So it's Friday. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Friday.
This game is actually bigger. It won't be UCLA USC is actually going to be a big game because UCLA has been resurrected.
Like zombies, man. There's no
if Nico's not hurt though. I know he got hurt. I don't know if he's okay though. That could change things though. I forgot he got hurt.
Correct.
Michigan Ohio State's always a noon kick, regardless. It just is.
Correct.
I would kind of laugh my ass off if Michigan won again because it is at Michigan. I think Ohio State. Well, fuck. It would be comedy of the highest order if Michigan won that game. You know what? I'm trying to think of like Iron Bowl tends to be mid-afternoon, tends to be they do it at night sometimes.
I think the last time they did it at night was at
Bama Auburn could be mid. I don't know. You could be right, but again, we're so like in order for this to matter, OU has to keep up their part of the bargain. LSU, who knows? Like if LSU, if they both do, it's obvious, but I don't know. Like
I agree.
I don't think there's a guarantee one way or another. There's no guarantee one way or another.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like the last time there was like a night game for that, I think it was like either 2014, 2015. It's been nearly maybe a decade or so, or somewhere around in there.
Fucking Lions
for the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, for the Iron Bowl.
Oh, gotcha. I just keep circling it and going, when you really look at it, outside of Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Tennessee may not be that good.
Jackson
What looks like what is going to be the helmet matchup?
What if Jackson Arnold resurrects his he taps into his performance against Alabama last year?
Oh my goodness.
That'd be great. And
it would be the most college football thing ever if Jackson Arnold led Auburn to a win over Bama this year. I would come on video and just do the slow clap. Good for you, bro. Just good for you.
I always believed in you.
No. I ain't saying that. I stopped believing in him a while ago. I defended that motherfucker all last year. I did. But it's just like, all right, he's gone now. I don't have to try hard anymore. Because I support my guys, man. If you're wearing a uniform, I'll support you to realistic extent. But at some point, I want you I'm going to go back and use AI to digitally remove Joe John Finley from football games he played in at this point. He's such a bad coach.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
LSU, OU will probably be the night game. I brought up the SEC schedule. Vanderbilt, Tennessee is already an afternoon kick. It's already been solidified. We're only competing against the Iron Bowl.
All right, so you're probably
and that's
right.
going to be an afternoon.
I do think it does matter if there's anything on that on the line for that game. I do think the SEC at some point is going to go back and try to flex games, but I know why some of these games do get predetermined kicks is because people travel and
there's other stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at the schedule for it,
but it's like OU Ole Miss feels like, well, that's a noon game, really?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it right now.
It's like that's why I'm so glad we're in the SEC, because you know why the SEC is awesome. Honestly,
because they gave us this stuff, unlike the Big 12, where it's like 2 days before.
No, it's not even that. It has nothing to do with that. It's like the reason why the SEC is kind of fucking awesome overall. The big games that are not rivalry games are very hype as well.
Yeah,
because Georgia, for example, Georgia and Tennessee is technically not a rivalry game, but
it could be hype.
But on the reg, it was like an awesome game.
Yeah,
that's what separated the SEC from everyone else. No other conference has that.
Yeah,
like Big 12 had OU Texas, yes.
And that's it.
The Big 10 had like a combination of Ohio State versus Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State. Mm-hmm. That was kind of it until obviously they have the West Coast teams now, but it was a combination of those four. Wisconsin kind of got in there a little bit. Iowa, but let's be honest. Like when you can put up Georgia, Tennessee one week, and it's not it doesn't have a cute rivalry name. It's just Georgia versus Tennessee, and it's like, oh, two passionate fan bases and two cool.
It draws numbers.
Yeah, it's like okay. Like Georgia has like 4 rivals, and Tennessee isn't one of them.
Yeah, I was about to say OU Nebraska, but they don't have a rivalry name, but they are rivals. But
no. I'm saying like Georgia, Tennessee aren't like rivals. It's like Georgia's rivals are Georgia Tech, Auburn, Florida. Am I missing anybody? I think that's
Alabama.
No,
because they didn't play in the old days.
That's right. That's right.
People don't realize what the SEC go back. People in the old days, like the '60s and shit, like Alabama, like when it was like 10 games they played or whatever.
Yeah,
or it was like 11 games total or whatever. Alabama barely played Florida.
Yeah,
barely.
Yeah,
it's like Florida and Alabama were not like a regular thing on the schedule. It was like, or Georgia, it was just weird.
Yeah.
SEC scheduling was weird, even when they only had like 9, 10 teams back then. It's just a weird setup.
SEC, man. Like,
Mhm.
Guys ever played Florida often? It was just a weird time. Like we played everybody in the Big 8 back in the day. So
Yep.
Big 8 or OU.
no one got to dodge Oklahoma back then or Nebraska.
Yeah. Like I said, I was just looking at the schedule with it. The only other competition is the Iron Bowl. And
by the way, does anyone want to bring up the loss to Navy in a bowl game last year? Do we want to bring that up? No.
No.
Oh, we're not talking about that anymore. Okay, just want. That's okay.
Okay. I guess you're bringing it up, but I mean,
no, I'm bringing it up because like assholes thought it was the end all be all. We lost to Navy in a bowl game, and I just randomly, I'm petty about that shit. It's like, are you talking about it now? Because no, you don't. Because none of you fucking care.
Because
6 months after the fact, none of you fucking care. 6 months after the fact, it's over.
I think it's what Eddie.
I'm randomly bringing it up now because I need people to stop acting like those games matter because they don't.
Yeah, the only thing Eddie I think pointed out was like it just gives you a feel good vibe going into the off season.
That's also false hope too, because that's not how your team's not constructed based off those games are like the portal stuff and everything. That's not a preview of what your team's going to look like next year.
No,
it's a glorified scrimmage with what's left over.
Yeah, it's like it's depressing. And if you
I said, that's why I'm always appreciative.
Even when we beat Oregon that one year and they were just depleted. Remember that game almost got fucking canceled because they barely had a roster.
Yeah. And like it was basically Bob's get me. I want my win game. That's literally all it was.
No, Bob filled in with the chaos and everything, and it was that was a feel good moment. And but it was just. I was like, they came close to canceling that game because Oregon barely could field the football team.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, kill these, like, and did you see the Holiday Bowl shit, what they wanted to do?
You reminded me of that. Thank you. I was losing my
Did you see what they were trying to fucking do?
Yeah, explain, because chat may not know. Please explain.
A fucking Holiday Bowl was trying to get some of that sweet Saudi blood money. They were trying to like, hey, what if we put the Holiday Bowl in Saudi Arabia? I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
They're trying to go WWE with this shit. And it's like, are you fucking crazy?
And not only that, but you need all, like whoever's in there getting passports and all that sort of stuff and everything too. It's just crazy.
The only reason I'm going to the only reason I ever went to the Middle East because I had a fucking army uniform on.
Yeah.
I don't go to fucking Saudi Arabia or any of that shit, those shitholes.
Yeah, that I'm like, they're trying to sell it out. It's like, no, dudes. No,
what are you gonna see the sights? What do you think? It's like Aladdin with Jasmine and Abu and Genie and all that shit? No.
Yeah, that was
unless you're going to what's like the really classy like Vegas like you know what I'm talking about.
The one on the East Coast.
No, the Middle Eastern like a city that's like just like Vegas, but it's Middle East Vegas. You know,
I don't know why Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai. If you're going now, that's the exception because you could party there. Now you're still under the crazy shit there that and everything, but it's like at least I could understand. Hey, Dubai is a place where you can party, have a good time.
Yeah.
If you're going to Dubai, you can sell that to me. Saudi Arabia, fuck you. Fuck you.
Speaking of that, when you mentioned WWE, Sean, did you also see that the Big 12's trying to be taken seriously as a conference now because they got on to Texas Tech that you could...
I don't watch Big 12 football anymore. They're not part of my rotation anymore. I don't. The only Big 12 football I watched this past weekend was watching Texas Tech choke at the end of that Arizona State game. That's the only Big 12.
And they did.
That is the only Big 12 football I watched.
Well, and it's good to know who may be a playoff contender for it. Like,
yeah, but you know what? Like, I won't drag this out too long because I know you're trying to wrap up. But I think what's interesting about the whole season is that I was told how the regular season would be ruined and it's more fascinating than ever because you see all the conference races and who's going to win the ACC, who's going to win the Big 12, and who's going to win the SEC, who's going to win the Big 10, who's going to get in from these conferences. And so, yes, Texas Tech losing to Arizona State would be critical if it was the BCS era or the 14 playoff era.
Yeah.
But it's still bad because now, if you're not careful, you don't, because the Big 12 is getting what? Two max? Two at the max?
So. Yeah.
They're getting one at least, but two at the max.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Texas Tech, you want to get like that. If you can, we don't have the 4-team bye with the conference champions rule anymore. It's just the four. Right. It's the 4 best teams.
There's no margin for error anymore, essentially.
Right.
For them.
So if you're Texas Tech and win the Big 12, you can still be like the 8th seed or whatever, depending how or whatever the fuck. It just depends how that works. But they have the early super projections like they do weekly. They have us as like the 9th seed playing Oregon, or they have us matched up with Oregon as the 6th.
I saw a different one. I saw us against Georgia Tech.
I would please. Can we please get that one? God, not Oregon.
Yeah, I think that way.
I would like to not go to Eugene and play that Oregon team right now. I know they lost Indiana. Like, I'd rather play Indiana than Oregon.
I want to circle to that.
And Indiana beat Oregon, so that's how I feel about it.
How are you feeling on Indiana right now? Do you think they're legit? Do you think
they're a much better football team? They're a much better football team last year. I got to see them play against Ohio State.
Okay, do they? And they play.
We probably will.
Play Ohio State
in the Big Ten championship. They probably will.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think they do. I think their next, what was going to be, big
I don't think
it is not anymore. Penn State.
I don't think Indiana has anything. Who do they got left?
No, Penn State it'd be UCLA.
If Indiana just keeps playing like they're playing, if Nico's hurt, they'll crush UCLA. Maryland's tricky. Maryland's a tricky game actually, so be careful there. Penn State is going to be tricky because interim coach, no one's expecting. That's one of those. That's the game you circle. They'll crush Wisconsin. They'll beat Purdue. So Indiana, more than likely, is going to be in the Big Ten championship because they have a tiebreaker over Oregon.
You can't doubt Purdue, man. They're the spoil makers for a reason.
Purdue is 2-5.
They're the spoiler makers, man.
They're 2-5. Ohio State has Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and Michigan. So they'll beat Penn State. It's too early for that shit.
Yeah.
Goddamn, just it's a Michigan game. It's like, man, like we got to figure out tailgating and be able to watch games. So for the LSU game, because I want to watch Ohio State, Michigan that day if possible.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about that as it gets closer. I don't know anybody personally.
I mean, we're almost a month away, so it's creeping up.
Yeah, so. I mean, I can follow up. I just don't know who. They'll have stuff set
up. Let's look at flights for fun while you wrap up.
I mean, Sean, it's going to be one of those you could just throw out a little tweet, be like, "Hey, I'll be in Norman, guys. Who wants to invite me to a tailgate?"
Well, no, I think plenty of people would like doing that.
Invite you.
Ooh, it's just a cheap. I found a cheap Frontier flight for the days I'd want to go, but it's like it's a 23-hour like trip.
Woo! You better buy Switch at that
point. So check this out. I would departing flight. I would leave Orlando at 8:35.
Okay.
Fly to Denver for a 17-hour layover.
Wow. You can sites in Denver. You could probably make it to Boulder at that point. Go shit on their stadium and come back to the airport. I mean,
flying to Denver on one of the shittiest airlines. No. I'll just bite the bullet and drop the $500 or the $450 or whatever it's gonna be to go. And yeah, it's gonna be like $450, $500 minimum for a decent airline.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I go the day before or if I go 2 days before Thanksgiving, it's still going to be crazy.
It's that time of year. It's always going to be expensive.
Oh. If I might have found something. This is
Fly
live.
in yeah, it's live. You want me to wrap up?
No, you're fine. Returning flights. You know what? This could. I could deal with this. I could deal with this potentially. It's a shitty flight, but I could deal with it. Oh, but the returning flight sucks. All right.
Oh man.
I'm just leave
it
it. Leave at 8:20. Get to Denver and then arrive in Orlando at 5:46 in the morning.
Wow.
But it's $281.
That's not bad though.
But imagine, but if there's delays though, that's if things go right on Thanksgiving travel.
That's true. And you want to give yourself a couple days for sure.
Ooh.
Let's try this one. See if that works.
Real briefly on it as well. I was talking with my coworker about playoff stuff.
I gotta get going, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. See you, Gavin. Thanks for joining. I was talking with my coworker about
See ya.
The playoff stuff and talking with him about just like what teams look like they could get in, like OU's possibility and stuff. And man, it's like I don't even know at this point, like, because there's so many one-loss teams. Yeah, Sean, we can wrap up here too. So, you got any final thoughts? Anything before we log off?
Just I got good vibes on the football team right now, and I just want to see if they can. They're fun to watch and they're interesting. So that's the good thing. Like, just incremental improvements, just keep getting a little better here and there, and defense will keep you in football games, man. Like, I do think there's gonna be a game where the defense just has another shitty day. I think that's coming. So
yeah, I agree.
It could be this week. It could be a couple weeks from now in Tuscaloosa. It's just I think this defense can keep you in any game and they're going to give you a chance to win. That's my point. So,
yep. And we'll be previewing Ole Miss a little bit more once we get closer here in the next couple days to the game. But guys, thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and/or I upload a video. I took a week off, guys, just to kind of like take a breather. And I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to play Pokemon ZA. That was my reason after Texas. So we'll probably live stream here either Wednesday, Thursday. I'm hoping Wednesday before it's previews Ole Miss. So Boomer Sooner, guys, only one. We'll see everybody here on the next live stream. Hope everybody has a good week.